Britain is entering a transformative era, and at the very heart of this change is the government's ambitious plan to introduce a mandatory digital ID system, colloquially known as the Brit Card. For years, the question of national identity verification has lingered in the background of political discourse, but under the leadership of Prime Minister Keir Starmer, this issue has surged to the forefront. The announcement of the Digital ID initiative marks a pivotal moment that could redefine how British citizens prove their legal status, access essential services, and interact with both public and private sectors. The Digital ID, as envisaged by Starmer's government, is far more than a simple document. It represents a secure, government-backed credential stored in a gov.uk wallet app, accessible via smartphones and other devices. The intention is to establish a universal standard, one digital proof of identity that can be used for everything from securing a rental property, applying for a job, opening a bank account, or accessing healthcare. In an increasingly digital society where time and efficiency are paramount, the Brit Card aims to streamline myriad verification processes that, until now, have relied on a patchwork of physical documents, manual checks, and sometimes lengthy bureaucratic delays. Supporters of the plan argue that this is not merely about convenience. The Digital ID initiative is being championed as a solution to several pressing national concerns. Immigration control, fraud prevention, and labour market exploitation are top priorities for the Starmer administration. By providing a single, secure form of identification, the government hopes to make it significantly harder for illegal networks to operate in the shadows. Employers, landlords, and banks would be able to quickly and reliably verify whether an individual has the right to live and work in Britain. This, proponents say, will help root out illegal employment, reduce opportunities for fraud, and ensure that only those with legitimate status can access certain services. The timing of this push is no coincidence. Britain, like many nations, is grappling with the challenges of modern migration, sophisticated criminal activities, and a rapidly changing digital landscape. Public services have often been criticised for inefficiency, and the cost of bureaucracy, both in time and taxpayer money, has become increasingly hard to justify. Advocates of the Brit Card argue that the move toward a unified digital identity is not just desirable, but necessary to keep pace with international standards and to safeguard the integrity of the UK's institutions. Yet, as with any major policy initiative, the Digital ID proposal has sparked intense debate. The most vocal critics come from civil liberties and privacy advocacy groups, who warn that the introduction of a mandatory digital ID could have far-reaching consequences. Their concerns are both practical and philosophical. On a technical level, questions abound regarding the security of personal data, the risk of hacking, and the potential for misuse. How will the government ensure that sensitive information stored in the digital wallet remains protected from cyber threats? Will there be robust safeguards against identity theft or unauthorized access? On a deeper level, many worry about the principle of government overreach. The spectre of surveillance hangs over the debate, with opponents cautioning that once a digital ID infrastructure is in place, it could be expanded into other areas, potentially paving the way for broader monitoring of citizens' activities. The right to privacy is a cornerstone of British democracy, and any perceived threat to it tends to ignite public opposition. Another significant concern is the process by which the Digital ID plan has been introduced. Notably, the Brit Card was not explicitly outlined as part of Labour's election manifesto. This has led to questions about democratic consent and government transparency. Critics argue that such a sweeping change should be subject to deeper public consultation, parliamentary scrutiny, and perhaps even a referendum. The absence of clear prior messaging on this issue has fueled skepticism among some who feel the policy is being rushed through without adequate debate. Political turbulence has added an extra layer of complexity to the situation. In recent weeks, the government has faced significant internal upheaval. The resignation of Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner following a tax-related controversy, sparked headlines and speculation about the stability of Starmer's administration. Her departure triggered a major reshuffling, with David Lammy stepping up as Deputy Prime Minister and Justice Secretary, and Yvette Cooper taking on the role of Foreign Secretary. These high-profile changes have understandably caused political anxiety and fueled rumours about Starmer's own position. Despite swirling speculation and numerous videos circulating online suggesting that Starmer himself has resigned, the reality remains clear. Keir Starmer has not stepped down as Prime Minister. He continues to lead the government and is pressing forward with his agenda, including the Digital ID initiative. The rumours of his resignation are unfounded, though the political climate around him remains dynamic and unpredictable. As the Digital ID plan moves ahead, the government faces a delicate balancing act. On one hand, there is the undeniable need to modernise and protect Britain's digital infrastructure, cut through bureaucratic red tape, and respond to contemporary challenges with innovative solutions. On the other, there is the responsibility to safeguard privacy, uphold civil liberties, and maintain the trust of the public. What happens next will depend on several factors. The government has pledged to engage with stakeholders and develop the digital ID system in consultation with experts and advocacy groups. Technical details, such as how the gov.uk wallet app will store and protect data, are still being ironed out. Questions remain about interoperability, access for those without smartphones, and the potential for opt-out provisions or exceptions. Public debate is intensifying, with town halls, parliamentary committees, and media outlets all exploring the implications of the Brit card. The ultimate success of the initiative will hinge not just on technological prowess, but on political will, public trust, and a clear demonstration that the benefits outweigh the risks. For now, the UK stands at a crossroads. The introduction of a mandatory digital ID could be a defining feature of the Starmer government's legacy, an emblem of modernisation, or, for some, a symbol of overreach. As the story unfolds, one thing is certain. This conversation is far from over, and the decisions made in the coming months will shape the nation for years to come.